Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you're joining us from today. Although I think everyone is at least in our time zone. Um, Today's session is a Q&A session with our UB Online MBA Faculty Director, Dr. Ian Tarrant. I'm Megan Wood, Director of Admissions, and I work with our full-time MBA and online MBA students throughout the admissions process. So at any time, always feel free to reach out to me, and I'll type my email into the chat as well. This session is intended for students interested in the online MBA program. The information we'll cover today relates to our online MBA program. Many of you submitted questions during the registration process, and we appreciate you taking the time to do so. We will cover most of them during today's session, so please listen attentively, but we'll definitely open it up for questions at the very end. It's nice to see all of you on camera, so thanks for showing your faces today. This session is being recorded, and we will put the recording into our digital library in about a week once it's edited and transcribed. So if you want to go back and reference it, share it with any friends or colleagues that might be interested in the online MBA program, it'll be in the digital library within about a week's time. Feel free to type any questions in the chat. The group is small enough. You can also unmute if you're more comfortable with that. So at this point, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Ian Tarrant, who is our Online MBA Faculty Director, who will answer your questions and share several details about our Online MBA program. Dr. Tarrant?
Hello, everybody, and thank you, Megan. You can all hear me, is that right? Okay. I'm going to, if I can make this happen, I'm going to share a slideshow. I'm going to go over a few different key points about the program, and then, like Megan said, we can answer any questions that you might have if they're not addressed during the presentation here.
Looks
So
great.
first, what's that? Oh, sorry.
Okay, great.
First, this is a little bit of a snapshot of what our incoming 2024 class looked like. And so the split was pretty even between male and female. Average age was around 30, so a little less than that. Average undergraduate GPA was 3.21, and then there was about 5 years of work experience, although that's an average, and so there's lots of people on both sides of that. So we've got people who have 30 years of experience, and we've got people who are on the lower end as well. Oops. All right. So as far as what the program is looking for when you submit your application, and what we expect out of you when you join our program, if you choose to do that, would be first, I want you to know that there are no course prerequisites. So if you don't have any business experience, then that's okay. So if you're coming from another discipline, so if you have a psychology background or even a business background, really we don't expect you to have any business knowledge accumulated before you arrive virtually on campus with us. We will accept a bachelor's degree in any discipline. So we've got people who run the gamut. We do have students with a business background, but we've also got a whole host of students from medical backgrounds, social work, all sorts of other disciplines. We are looking for generally students, though, that have professional work experience before they join us in the program, although we will consider a wide array of different work experiences. So if you've had internship experience, if you've had full-time employment prior to completing your bachelor's degree, or after completing your bachelor's degree, we'll look at pretty much anything when we're trying to determine whether or not you meet that professional work experience requirement. Most students have somewhere between 2 to 3 years of work experience by the time they enroll. And then, like you saw on the prior slide, the average was a little bit over 5. So we will consider lots of different things when looking at that. But we do look to see if there's some professional work experience in your profile when you apply for a spot in the program. Some highlights of our program. And we'll talk a little bit more about the structure and how the classes work in the next couple slides after this. But the idea with the online MBA program is that it's supposed to be very convenient for you to complete the program according to whatever schedule works best for you. So there's a convenient method of delivery. So our courses are asynchronous, which means that there's no dedicated meeting time. So you can do the work on your own schedule. You can do it over the weekends. You can do it in the evenings. You can do it in the mornings or over lunch, whenever works best for you. You can generally go at your own pace as well. So if you decide to take the spring semester off because you're getting married or you've got a big vacation planned, you can go at your own pace when you're moving through this program here. It's a cost-effective way to earn an MBA degree as well. There are opportunities for you in the program to build your network. So if you are trying to connect with your classmates, or you're trying to develop a network beyond your own individual employer right now, then this is a great way to do that. It's career focused. So we are looking at, in this program, admitting individuals who are working professionals. So most people, if not all people who are enrolled in this program, are currently working full time. And so they are balancing both their professional obligations with their educational personal obligations as well. And so that harkens back to this being a convenient program because we know that's the profile of students in this program. You've got lots of things going on above and beyond just your coursework. And so it's meant to be a program that's flexible enough to allow you to reach that goal of getting an MBA at your own pace, according to whatever your time schedules are in terms of when you want to work during the day and all that. You also, when you join the UB Online MBA program, you are joining a program that's recognized and respected both nationally and internationally. The MBA programs at UB are nationally recognized, so we are ranked in several different um, rankings programs. We are also in a program that's been around for over 100 years. Actually, the MBA program has we're coming up pretty soon on our 100-year anniversary of granting MBAs from UB. And so we've been doing this for a long time. And so we have a great reputation. Employers know who we are and they know the value of a UB MBA. And so you're getting a great product when you come here. An overview of what the program structure actually looks like. So the way that you move through the courses in our online MBA program is likely a little different than you're probably used to. Most undergraduate courses run during the fall semester or the spring semester, and those semesters are typically 14 or 15 weeks long. We take those 14 or 15-week semesters and we break them into two parts. So we break them into 7-week modules and we run courses within those 7-week periods. So in the online MBA program, for instance, we have what we call the fall A semester and the fall B semester. The fall A semester would be the first 7 weeks of the fall. And the fall B semester would be the second 7 weeks of the fall. And then there are courses that are offered within those 7-week modules. The entire program from start to finish is 48 credit hours. 36 of those credits are core curriculum. So those are classes that everybody in the program takes. They're going to hit all the disciplines within a business enterprise. So you're going to get skills in accounting, in organizational behavior. You'll learn things about statistics and finance and all the other baseline skills that you need to be successful as a business professional. And then you have the flexibility to take 12 elective credits as well. There's a whole host of different classes that you can elect to take, and that's up to you. Whatever you have an interest in, you can choose to take those classes. And then again, in total, the entire program is 48 credit hours. We admit every semester during the year, so you can start in the fall semester, you can begin in the spring semester, or you can begin in the summer semester. So we have entry points into the program at every point during the year. We do try to recommend that students move through the program in a fairly structured manner. So what you see here is a list of the 36 core credits that you take. So it's going to be 12 classes that are each 3 credits. So you can see here, for instance, that you're going to take marketing, statistics, project management. There's an accounting class in there, a finance class, an econ class. It also tells you here when the classes are offered. So for instance, if you begin during the fall of 2025, then we recommend you take for your first 2 classes, marketing and statistics. So you would take marketing in the first 7 weeks of the fall semester, and then you would transition and take statistics in the second 7 weeks of the fall semester. And then you can sort of see how you would move through the program. So if you begin in fall, you would take marketing and statistics first. Then when you transition to the spring semester, you would keep moving through the program in those highlighted blue boxes. So you would next take project management and an IT class. And then you would take operations management and a law class. So we do recommend this path through the program, but there is the flexibility to move through it in whatever way works best for you. So for instance, if you don't want to take classes over the summer, which is not an uncommon thing, then you wouldn't take MGO 630 and MGT 617 during your first summer semester. We'll give you a little off, it will get you a little off track, but we can certainly manage that. We do also recommend that students take all of their core courses first, and then they focus on their elective credits after that. If you follow this recommended path through the program, it should take about 8 semesters to move through from start to finish. So you'd start in the fall, and take two classes every semester, but only one at a time. So again, you'd have marketing, for example, in the first 7 weeks of the semester, and then statistics in the second 7 weeks of the semester. And we recommend that path through the program because, again, we assume that you are working full time, you've got other responsibilities. And so this is a nice way to manage all of those other obligations plus your educational journey at the same time. This is an outline here of the various elective opportunities that we have available for you. So it's going to be hard to see right here. This is a lot of words and numbers. But there's electives, and we're constantly developing new ones in a whole host of different areas within a business enterprise. So I, for instance, will be teaching MGA 609, which is the middle class on the left-hand column there. It's management accounting. All right. So everybody takes a financial accounting class as part of their core curriculum. And then if you have a super interest in accounting, or you want to gain knowledge that you wouldn't see in that financial accounting class, you could take another accounting class as an elective. There's a lot of analytics classes here. So if you have a passion for that area, there's going to be all sorts of opportunities available for you. We've got supply chain classes, I'm sorry. We've got entrepreneurship classes. And so we've got lots of different course offerings available to suit whatever you're trying to get out of this program here. I mentioned before that a key component of our program is its convenience and its flexibility. So all of our courses are delivered rather asynchronously, which means you're going to log into our online learning platform. You're going to watch presentations that have been curated for that course. So you might watch videos about a particular topic. You might go through homework exercises. You might watch presentations. There's a whole host of different things that you're going to end up doing depending on the class, but you can do it on your own time at your own pace. And so, generally speaking, though, the courses are structured so that there are deliverables that are due every week. So we try to keep you on track in the courses, but within that week period, you can work on things generally whenever suits your needs. So you could watch all the lectures if you wanted to on Monday night, and then do all the homework on Saturday morning if you wanted to. There's other ways to engage with your classmates. So there are discussion boards. We have office hours with all of our faculty. We have what are called Buffalo study nights. And so those are opportunities for you to connect with your faculty in a larger group setting. And so they are typically in the evenings. And the faculty will structure those however they think works best for their course. So there might be guest speakers available there who are experts in whatever field that particular class is discussing. There might be review sessions that are happening for upcoming assessments, or it might be just a way for you to connect with your classmates and talk about whatever topics are being discussed in that class. So there's lots of different ways for you to engage. It's going to be dependent on who your faculty is and how they've structured the class, but you're going to see a lot of these different methods of information delivery in the classes that you take with us. Right, I mentioned Buffalo Study Night. So those are virtual synchronous sessions, but they're not required. So they are generally recorded. But if you're available in the evening on a Wednesday, for example, and you want to watch a guest speaker and engage with them by asking questions, we encourage you to show up and do that. If you want to meet with your classmates, if you want to meet with your faculty, those are an opportunity to do that. There's also office hours that are available throughout the week. And depending on your classes, there might be tutoring sessions as well. So for example, um, a stress point for a fair number of students is the accounting class, because they don't come in with accounting skills generally. And so that's a class that has a little bit more support than others. And so there are tutors that are available for the accounting classes, and you can generally meet with those students on your own time, or those student tutors, I should say, on your own time. In addition to moving through the program and engaging with the coursework, building a network, and doing all those things that we've talked about so far, we also offer career support. And so wherever you are, right, if you're in the Western New York area, if you're somewhere nationally in the United States, or you are working internationally or somewhere else across the globe, you have access to our Career Resource Center. So the CRC, which is what we call it, is a dedicated career resource center for business students, and they offer tools to help you. So, for example, they can offer tools that help you build your own personal brand, help you negotiate salary or manage various offers that you might have. And this link down here is for the resources that are available through the CRC, the Career Resource Center for our online students. And we can put that link in the chat for you so you can click on that and start to peruse what the CRC offers for our online students. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Megan. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat. If not, and you want to just ask us one-on-one, in a couple minutes here, we'll be done with the presentation, and then we can address whatever lingering questions you guys might have.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dr. Tarrant. So as he mentioned, we admit in the spring, summer, and fall. It's rolling admission. So generally, once you submit your application fee of $100 and materials, you'll have a decision in about 2 weeks. So we like to, provide you with quick decisions so you can kind of move forward with your plans. We are currently still admitting for fall 2025 through August 10th. So if you're thinking about the program now, do it. It's also a great time because we're also offering an application fee waiver for fall 2025 through August 10th. So the application fee waiver relates to fall 2025 applications only. We may do some additional promotions for 2026 later, but right now we're waiving the $100 application fee for fall 2025 applications through August 10th. If you go into the online portal, you can apply through the website. I'll put that link in the chat in a bit. You'll select 2025, obviously, if you're applying for fall 2025, or you can also apply for spring, summer, or fall 2026 if you're looking for a little bit later. In regards to admissions requirements, again, it's a bachelor's degree in any discipline. It's great within the program. We have so many people from so many walks of life. As Dr. Tarrant mentioned and explained, we do require professional work experience. It's an online application. It's very straightforward. If you ever have questions, I'll put my email into the chat and you can ask me any questions on that. Again, a $100 application fee, but as I mentioned, it's waived right now for fall 2025 applications through August 10th. And your resume, please be sure that you note all relevant work experience in your resume, including month and year start date to month and year end date for each position. We'll see some applications where a student graduates in like 2016, for example, but then they're not listing work until 2022. We really want to capture all post-bachelor's work experience because we need to make sure we have accurate statistics because eventually this program will be ranked. So we want to make sure all of our stats are current. So even if you don't think that it's relevant, please list it if it's post-bachelor's full-time work experience. Our CRC, our Career Resource Center, has an amazing resume template. You can find it at management.buffalo.edu/resume. So feel free to steal that if you're stuck on your resume, but just make sure that you're listing all of your relevant work experience. And then you'll also have to upload transcripts for any bachelor's degree credits. So if you have transfer credits, you'll need to upload a copy of that. If you only attended one school, you'll have to upload that school. Preferably, it should be a copy of your conferred degree transcript. And then if you're an admitted student, we will reach out to you and ask that your university send an official conferred degree transcript because that's required by the graduate school. If you're a graduate of the University of Buffalo, you don't have to worry about that. It's already on file. So any questions on admissions requirements? Okay, feel free to pop them in the chat later. We can address them too. Okay, so next, okay, great. If there's any additional international students on the call, you have to be eligible for graduate admissions, meaning you've earned the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree. You need to submit an English language proficiency ELP exam and also upload a proof of degree or provisional certificate and make sure your passport photo page is uploaded because we want to make sure that the name on your application matches your official documents. The Online MBA program is completely online, so we do not issue F1 student visas. Okay. Estimated tuition and fees. For in-state, it's $714 per credit hour, or for a total 48 credit hour program, it's $34,275. Non-resident, non-New York State resident charges are $841 a credit hour, or an estimated total cost of $40,371. SUNY updates tuition and fees every July. This information is updated based on July 2025 information available from SUNY. And you can also find detailed information on the student accounts website, which is listed here as well. We offer a lot of ways to stay engaged. So this is a great opportunity, a Q&A with our faculty director. We also have weekly virtual information sessions. We have one-on-one advising appointments. We'll have additional admissions events coming up in the fall and current academic year. We'll also store webinars and information sessions on the digital library so people can watch those on demand. So feel free to join us at a future session. I'm also going to put my email in the chat so you can email me with any questions. But at this point, I think we can drop the slides and go ahead and open it up for additional questions. Thanks, Dr. Tarrant. Okay, Molly, thanks for letting me know. I'll look at your application. Um, it shouldn't have been charged if it was waived. So I can work with you one-on-one on that.
Okay.
It wouldn't have been waived if it was already a started application and the fee was already submitted. Unfortunately, we can't refund those that are paid, but it would be for any additional applications that are started through August 10th. So I'll look into that and respond to you this
Okay.
afternoon.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Any additional questions?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, hi, Lauren.
Okay, hi. My question is just kind of relates to just about how many hours a week are you spending on classes if you were to take, the recommended 2 per semester? Yeah, that's pretty much it, at least so
Sure.
far.
Yeah. When you're moving through the classes, we recommend you set aside somewhere between 19 and 22 hours per week for each class you're enrolled in. Now I'm just going to say this, that's on the high end. So I wouldn't actually expect you to dedicate 19 to 23 hours every week. But there is 19 to 23 hours of contact that you could have with the class available every week. You don't have to take advantage of all that. Like, for instance, you don't have to go to all the office hours, right? But that's included in
Got it.
that 19 to 23 hours. Um, but that's also why we recommend that students don't take more than one class at a time, because it would be really hard to juggle your full-time course with your full-time employment and whatever other personal obligations that you have. So we recommend students to take one class each half of the semester, so two total each semester. And we do require students to do that the first semester in the program, but we do have students who speed up. So if they want to get through the program faster than 8 semesters, they might take 3 or 4 classes every semester if they think they can manage it. There's not very many students who do because, like I said, the expectation is you're spending around 20 hours per week on each class. And then if you're working full time, you've got a family, and you're trying to do that for 2 different classes, it's a lot to juggle.
Could you actually clarify something that you said? Okay, if we're taking 2 classes per semester, you said, and you're devoting about, we'll say, 20 hours or 20 hours a week per class. Do you take one class in the first half of the semester and then the second class in the second half of one semester?
That's right. Yep. So, like, for
Oh,
instance, if you were to
okay.
start in the fall, you would take marketing in the first 7 weeks of the fall semester, and you would take statistics in the second 7 weeks of the fall semester. So it's 2 classes in the fall, but you're only engaging with one of them at a time.
Oh, so you're not taking 2 classes in 7 weeks, you're taking 2 classes in 14
That's
weeks, and
right.
that's one
Yes.
semester,
That's
fall
right.
A, fall B.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yep.
So on average, again, most students take 2 classes every semester. Um, fall, spring, summer, fall, spring, summer. So most students are completing in 8 semesters by taking 2 classes a semester. Students need to complete the program in 4 years. So again, as Dr. Tarrant mentioned, if life happens and you want to pull back for a semester, that's okay. We have wonderful academic advisors who can work with you to kind of map out your plan. But in general, students are completing the program in 8 semesters or about 33 months.
Thank you.
And Molly, for your follow-up question about the cost, I will admit that I know absolutely nothing about how billing and things like that happens.
Hmm.
But it would be $714. That's per credit, right? So
Per
times
credit.
three, then times
Right.
two. But I don't know like when the billing and all that happens, unfortunately.
So Student Accounts website has a billing calendar. They also know payment plans. So if you go, it's buffalo.edu/student accounts, you'll
Hmm.
find a listing and breakdown of online program tuition and fees, and then also when the bills will go out and when the payments are expected. I always encourage students, know your employer benefits. So if you have the opportunity to use education benefits through your employer, make sure you're on top of those and understand what those benefits are. Some students have taken out loans, obviously, some pay direct pay, but we definitely have many students that have some employer benefits that they can utilize towards the program.
Who would I reach out to with questions about the financial part?
About financial in terms of
Like you were saying, if I could have you repeat that website to visit, and then also, if I were to call and talk to somebody about my situation, do you have someone who would say, "Oh, this is a good idea for you. Maybe you're going to want to take a loan for this," or
that would
something.
be financial aid. Uh,
Okay.
so student accounts will give you the breakdown of tuition and fee. So I will put that into the chat. But you can also reach out to financial aid if you're looking on taking a loan or something like that. Our office, we are just not the subject matter experts
Hmm.
in terms of paying for programs. So I'd want to make sure you understood. Student accounts will have people on staff too. They actually have a chat bot, and then financial aid can assist you with loan opportunities.
Okay.
So there's a student accounts website. Oh, go ahead, Lauren.
Hi. My other question was just prior to what you had said before, professor accessibility, are the professors that, I'm assuming these are pre-recorded classes. Um, so, are they available? I know that they have office hours per week. Can you, email them? Just kind of basic questions like that.
Oh yeah.
Like
So
basically, how accessible are they?
yeah, so the faculty should be very responsive and very accessible for you. And so you are right that the course content is pre-recorded. So they work on that before actually launching the class. But every week they will have opportunities for you to engage with them synchronously as well. So it's just like office hours at your undergraduate institution. It's just that they will be over Zoom, I'm guessing. I think everybody uses Zoom, but over some sort of virtual platform like that. Um, you can also email them. So if you have a question between office hour times, you can certainly email them. A lot of faculty have discussion boards that are available built into their class. And so if you have questions about course content, you can post them there. And then sometimes other students can answer your questions for you. Um, but yeah, the faculty should be very responsive and very easily accessible for you.
Thank you. I just have one other question out of curiosity. How often do professors record each class? Like, do they do it on a yearly basis? Do they do it every single semester? Just curious.
So we are actually in the earlier stages of our program. So we launched in fall of 2023. And so the faculty who developed courses will record all the video and all the content up front before the class launches for the first time. And then we have a quality review that happens annually. And so there are continuous improvements made to the class. Not everything is re-recorded every semester, but there should be new content or updates that are implemented into the class, at least on an annual basis to keep everything fresh.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any additional questions?
I have a quick question regarding the summer semesters.
Mhm.
Um, Guessing those are not 7-week sessions.
Excellent. Guess, yes. So fall and spring, they are 7 week semesters. Summer semesters are 6 weeks in length. So the courses are 6 weeks, so definitely a little bit quicker. But our students are still able, I mean, students seem to do really well in the program. But yes, fall and spring, 7 week modules, summer 6 week modules.
And just as a note, this is actually how our full-time in-person MBA program is structured as well. So they also take classes on a 7-week schedule like that. The only difference is that they're in person rather than doing everything virtually. But it's not uncommon for MBA programs to be structured this way. Otherwise, you'd be in the program a lot longer if they were 15-week classes. And so we know that people are looking for something that they can move through relatively quickly. And so this is a nice way to do that. So it's quick. Everything moves quickly over 7 or 6 weeks, depending on the semester, but it's definitely manageable for um, the vast majority of all the students who move through the program.
Molly, in terms of the incoming class, so we admit 3 different times per year. So spring, previous springs have been 55 to 60. Summer has been 25 to 40. Fall is usually close to 100, maybe somewhat over 100. So it really sort of depends. Again, we launched the online program in fall of 2023, but it was based on our hybrid professional MBA program that was in place for a while. And that always had a bigger fall intake as well. But summer is the smallest intake, then spring, and then fall is the largest intake.
I have another question while we're here. Is the online MBA program, is that the same or did it replace the formerly like executive MBA program? Just curious.
So this is not, so it did not replace the executive MBA program. So that program was closed down a few years ago.
Okay.
This program is very similar, like Megan said, to our former professional MBA program. It's just that that was a hybrid system. So classes would be delivered sometimes in person and sometimes virtually, whereas this online MBA program is 100% virtual delivery.
Thank you.
Another note, just so you're aware, is that when you graduate from the online MBA program, it doesn't say online MBA on your degree, it says MBA. So you're getting the exact same degree that somebody enrolled in the full-time program would get to.
Thank you.
Okay. If we're all set with questions, Molly, did you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I saw that you weren't muted, so I just wanted to make sure. I
Oh,
didn't know.
no. I just had it off.
Okay. So again, we are still admitting for fall 2025 through August 10th. So if you're thinking about it, feel free to reach out to me with any questions. There's still plenty of time for fall 2025. Fall 2025 classes start August 25th. Our spring session classes start at the end of January, and then summer session starts in summer session 1, which is around Memorial Day weekend. So just so that helps maybe you plan in terms of what semester makes sense for you. I put my email into the chat. Feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. I'm quickest to respond via email, but I also have one-on-one appointments every week. We do these virtual sessions every week, and we'll have additional sessions throughout the fall as well. But we really appreciate your time today. And thank you for your interest. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Tarrant to close out with any final words.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Megan mentioned. We are very excited about having the opportunity of having you join us for the online MBA program. Um, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Megan or me. In a minute, I will type my email address in the chat because I can't type and talk at the same time. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about the structure of the program, what benefits you might be able to get out of it, and what your journey through the program might look like. So please feel free to reach out at any point, and we look forward to having you join us over the next year or so at some point.